What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the PDOT Sports Show. I am your host, Scott, in this first episode. Get it started right away with the fact that either this trade has been finalized or they are trying to finalize it. All over the place. I am reading my notes as well. So, yes, I got notes. Yeah, we're going to talk about this trade real quick that happened, last night. Kristaps Porzingis has been either officially traded or is going to be traded to the Boston Celtics for Marcus Smart and I want to say Tyus Jones. Forgive me if I'm wrong about that. But definitely Marcus Smart is going to the Grizzlies. It was a 3-team. I'm assuming if it is Tyus Jones going to, and Kristaps Porzingis is going to the Celtics. Very interesting trade in my book, my opinion, because I figured Marcus Smart would have been a lifer for the Celtics. He's been there for a good amount of years. Don't judge me for not knowing any, but he's been there for a good while. I like the combination, Tatum and Brown. Hell, they did it. They came back from a 3-0 and took it to a game 7 this last playoffs, but obviously it wasn't enough in Miami. Let that dog out and did what they had to do to get the job done. To talk about Porzingis joining the Celtics, it could help them. Definitely on the court for sure, because now you have another big man in the sense of height. He's going to get you your rebound. He's going to get you probably about, 2 blocks a game. He's not going to get you in the stats for the season. 23 and 8. That being 23 points and 8 rebounds. Sorry, I thought that was I'm applying for a regular job. Yes. And I thought that was it, but it's not. Anyways, yeah, 23 and 8. 8 rebounds. Not really going to get you much in the sense of steals and assists. But 8 rebounds is good. 23 points is good. Tatum averaged 30 and 8 with 4 assists. Brown averaged 26, 6 and with 3 assists. So you're looking at almost 90 points between the 3 of them. And you're going to hear me mention another 90 points from another big 3 a little bit later. Actually, I'm going to mention it right now according to my notes. Suns, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. Averaging 30. All 3 of them. So, I mean, I didn't even know Bradley Beal was averaging. We all know Bradley Beal. We know Bradley Beal, John Wall. Bradley Beal, John Wall. I don't even think they ever had a third person really to help them. Because I know Westbrook didn't do it. Shout out to Westbrook, though. Westbrook is a great player. I don't care what nobody says. He's gotten a lot of slander. And immediately, once he left the Lakers, they stopped talking about him so much. So that was like, that to me, that was jacked up. But yeah, Suns, 90 points a game. So you're looking at right now, if everything goes right, you're looking at Boston coming out of the East. And I think that's all we got right now. I don't see Miami coming out. This is, barring injuries and things of that nature, I don't see Miami. They shouldn't have. But they. And congratulations to them. They might end up getting another piece, that being Miami. Talk about that later. But yeah, so you got Kristaps Porzingis, Marcus Smart, and Tyus Jones again. Sorry if I'm wrong about the Tyus Jones, but I think I am right. Tyus Jones is going to the Wizards. Porzingis is going to go to the Celtics. And Marcus Smart is going to the Grizzlies, which Marcus Smart, to talk about him real quick, is probably a good idea for the Grizzlies because he can be that other, I guess, veteran presence, because I don't know who is the vet. Wow, really? I don't know who is the vet for Ja Morant, but if he needs another person in his ear to tell him, hey, calm it down a little bit, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, then that's good. But Marcus Smart can, I believe he plays point guard, so obviously he's coming off the bench. He's going to be coming off the bench. He's probably going to be coming off the bench for John Morant. He might get less minutes than that. So that whole Grizzlies situation will be interesting. Will be interesting to see. And as for confirmation, because it is here in my notes. It is Tyus Jones. Screen, notepad. It is Tyus Jones. So there you have it for last night's big deal. Big deal. We also have on here, obviously the draft is tonight. Not sure what time it is. I'm really not into the stats and times and things of the nature, but I'm trying to get into that. So forgive me if I don't have everything correct, but I'm trying my best. But yeah, the draft is tonight, and we all know you have Wembanyama, Victor, Wemby, however y'all call him. He's gonna be going number 1. The projected pick is supposed to be going to the Spurs. Number 2, Charlotte is looking at Brandon Miller, and Portland's looking at Scoot Henderson. Now, to mention Charlotte, if you haven't seen in the news in the past, Michael Jordan sold most of his state ownership of the Charlotte Hornets, but there's very little buzz going around that Zion Williamson could possibly go to the Hornets. I don't see that happening. I really am not sure where that got started, but it lit a little bit of a fire. So yeah, I don't see Zion going to Charlotte. I mean, if you're gonna go to Charlotte, you might as well stay in New Orleans. It's like, really, what's the point? I haven't heard much about LaMelo Ball, so I can't speak on his health and his stats. He plays very well. I can say that. I don't know his stats, but I've seen him play. But yeah, what's in Charlotte for him? Really? That's not okay. And we'll talk about Zion a little bit. Well, and then you have Portland looking at Scoot Henderson for the number 3 draft pick. Go back to paint a little bit of a picture for stats for these guys. Wembanyama is looking at 21 points and 10 rebounds. 21 points, 3 rebounds, and 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. 7'5" with an 8-foot wingspan. That's scary. That's very scary. And they say they're trying to figure it out. They say 7'2", some say 7'3", some say 7'5" with shoes on, but an 8-foot wingspan. Nonetheless, dude's got some lengthy arms. But 21 points is very good. His percentages are actually pretty good too. I forgot to put that in there, but I did see it. His percentages are pretty good. But man, 7'5", could you imagine? I mean, on the right team. And I'm not saying the Spurs isn't the right team, but they have done good with draft picks and getting championships with those 2, 3, 5. They've done really good. So let's just hope they don't implement this load management, which I think is kind of gonna go away due to the fact that the league now has you got to play 65 games at least to be awarded any of these specific awards, that being MVP, All NBA, All Defensive. I believe that goes for all of those areas. You have to play 65 games. So hopefully this load management thing, because load management, come on, these players, no, a lot of these players are not injured. There's nothing wrong with them. And used as an excuse to possibly keep the stars healthy or as healthy as possible for a playoff run. Show you my cup. Live long and prosper, as we all should. Live long and prosper. Cheers. But yeah. So San Antonio, who do they have? I'm gonna butcher his name. I think it's Suchan. I think it's Suchan or somebody. I can't remember. But they got 2 other players on the team, but they still haven't done good. And you can't tell me that just adding the number 1 draft pick, supposed to be the hottest prospect since LeBron James. I don't know. I didn't even know who LeBron James was when they were talking about him. Only time I heard about LeBron James is when they actually showed the Sports Illustrated cover. When they were, creating the buzz, creating the hype around him. So I'm not really sure about if the number 1 draft pick now was going to be hottest prospect since. Not sure. But we'll see what happens. He's going to the Spurs unless something drastic changes. He's going to the Spurs, and good luck to him. Number 2 draft pick supposed to be going to Charlotte, like I said, and it's Brandon Miller. Haven't watched college basketball in so long, so I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I know who these 2 guys are. Wimbayama, I've heard about him. I've seen a little bit of his play, but the other 2 guys, one was in the G League. I think that was Scoot Henderson. I think Scoot Henderson's the one from the G League. Didn't know. Had no idea. Also, the benefit for the number 1 draft pick, Wimbayama, 19 years old. Great. But again, Brandon Miller, he's looking at this 18, 8, and 2. 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. 43% from the field. 38% from 3, which in my eyes is not great, but some people say that's good. I don't even see that as good, but whatever. 38% from 3 and 85% from the free throw line. So this dude, I would expect him to get to the free throw line. Free throws, look at Mike, one of them. Free throws are very helpful, especially in a late game. You guys down maybe 5, maybe 10. But if you can get to that free throw line and score, get those and ones, that'll help. That'll help big time, big time. And then Scoot Henderson, I believe he is the one from the G League, supposed to be picked up by Portland. 16 points per game, 42% from the field. There's a little drama going around whether Dame and stays or goes. Is he gonna go to LA? Is he gonna go to Miami? I've heard those things. Miami, LA. I haven't heard him being mentioned to go anywhere else. But the belief is that if Portland picks up Scoot Henderson, then Dame is just going to be like, all right, I'm out. Because it said that he wants some help. Some real help. No rookies. They says that he wants some real help. And I could understand that. I understand where he's coming from. He's a great player on an okay team. A great player on an okay team. And is not getting the... Much respect to him. He's a grown man. He can do whatever he do. This is his life, his decision. But I'm sure a lot of people can agree with me when I say he shouldn't have extended that contract. What was it, a few years ago? He shouldn't have extended that contract and hung around thinking things were gonna change. Should have left. And even back then, they were saying, "Oh, he'll, hopefully he goes to the Lakers, or maybe he'll go to the Lakers." But that didn't happen. Sorry if I popped the mic. That didn't happen. So now we're back here again, and it's probably going to demand a trade out. And if the team appreciates the things he's done and his loyalty, they'll send him to a team that he wants to, or they'll work something out where he can go to a team. So you have that. Something else when I'm talking about teams and where they want to go, just popped in my head, which is not in my notes. Chris Paul. After he gets traded because I don't think they finalized the deal. Chris Paul is at the moment headed to Washington. He's probably not. Probably gonna get his buyout and go to either LA, Clippers, or the Lakers. It's being said that he's better off with the Clippers, knows the staff and stuff like that, and he wants to be closer to home. Which, whether you're in LA, Clippers, Lakers, you're still in LA, and he will be able to be close to his family, which is an awesome thing. But I'd say break the league. Might not be too late. Break the league. Go to the Lakers. Go where you were supposed to go way back when David Stern, may he rest in peace, basically vetoed that trade and didn't let it happen when it was supposed to happen. Like a lot of people, that if Chris Paul would have went to the Lakers, then Chris Paul probably would have 2 championships at least. And he could have retired happy. He probably wouldn't be playing right now. He probably would have been chilling by now. Like, I got my rings, I got my ring, I'm happy. Got one. Say the greatest point guard of all time. Greatest point guard of all time? With an NBA championship? No MVP, no finals MVP. He wouldn't have got finals. He was playing with. Stop. But right now you get him, who's always, I know it's said about Chris Paul and his availability. Best ability is availability. I get it. But he's always available. I'm sorry, I keep checking my phone. Forgive me. I'm sorry. He's always available until like what, the second round? And then he gets hurt, or right towards the beginning of the playoffs, and then he gets hurt. And I know that's when you need him. I know that's when you need all your guys. But if he could just stay healthy and get through, and it's him, LeBron, and AD, you can almost guarantee they coming out of there. Coming out of that West and getting that championship. You can almost guarantee it. The only problem that makes me say almost is because, like it or not, no matter when they get injured, injury prone. Now, back to LeBron James. The debate of is he the GOAT, is Jordan the GOAT? I don't care about that debate, but that's what's going on. I know this man flops a lot. He tries to get his call. But yeah, sorry about that. He is the GOAT, or they say he is. Again, that's not something I'm going to get into, but he flops a lot. He does. He be flopping. He be doing what he got to do to get his calls. And it makes you wonder sometimes, are some of these injuries real? I can't say are they real. Over exaggerated maybe, and I'm only saying this not for anybody's character, but I'm only saying this because of the whole load management thing that has gone on since since Kawhi came into the league, if I'm correct. I did this, I'm out 14 games. This happened, I'm out this many games. So it's like, LeBron James is a fit dude. And it's always talked about, he spends this much on his body and da-da-da-da-da. When you think about that, he hasn't gotten injured a lot, but he has got injured a substantial amount. And it's very questionable. Like, geez, you spend a lot of money and these things are breaking down, So it's a questionable thing. But not enough to create a shitstorm of like, this is what's going on, no. But for the sake of the team, for the sake of what the Lakers culture is and the Lakers fan base, you got 3 great players that might be on the same team together that can't stay healthy long enough to get the job done. Anthony Davis, you sneeze on him, he broke. I don't know. Respectfully, because that dude, he can do definitely what the hell I can't. I can't play like that. I'm a decent basketball player, but I'm not an NBA caliber. You know what I'm saying? So much respect to him for doing what you do. And injuries happen, but come on, man. It's like the 3 Little Pigs. You got that one house, I think it was made of straw or some junk like that. That's Anthony Davis, boy. They get down in that paint, that's it. He done. So, yeah. So that was just random. Again, it popped up in my head because I was talking about Chris Paul. But there is that. Again, don't forget the draft is tonight. NBA draft is tonight. Things will change. Trades will happen still as the draft is going on. It'll be interesting if anybody tries to trade up, because I'd like to believe that the number 1 draft pick is safe. I believe Victor Wembanyama is safe at number 2 and number 3. Anything can happen. People will bet the farm. It is what it is. We'll see. We got that out of the way. We got all that out of the way. We have okay, Zion. Zion. Whew. Whew. Zion Williamson. I'm not getting too deep into the story. You guys know what's going on, what's been said, all that good stuff. I'm only going to pick up off of what I was talking about with Charlotte and stuff. Zion earlier, right? Why is that even being talked about? And that's because there is a possibility that Zion Williamson will get traded. Zion Williamson could possibly get traded. Zion Williamson. I'm not gonna get into all that other stuff. I don't care about. The talk is that he could possibly be getting traded from the Pelicans. And it's weird because I, like other people probably, believe that he's getting traded because of this current drama that's going on. He just recently had a baby. Congratulations. And somebody else is out there, throwing some stuff out there. So it looks like he's just getting traded because of the drama. Because the dude, when he's on the court, he's averaging, 25, 30 points a game? He moves with ease. That's a big dude. That's like, if you ever seen the movie Class Act, and there's a dude, I'm going to forget his name. He's a really big dude. Just really big, buff dude. Got the same cut and everything. Zion almost looks like him. But he's from Class Act. And he just looks like that dude. And he moves with ease. Like, he moves like he's a point guard, in my opinion. He moves like he's not almost 300 pounds. Very dominating dude, very dominating guy. He can do great things when he's on the court. And I believe that the Pelicans could have been far in the playoffs if he was healthy. The thought is that some people that he isn't really injured. He just doesn't want to play for them. Which I understand that, you don't want to play for a team, then you should have did there was a player some years ago that just was like, I'm not playing. I'm out. I forget which player it was. It was a prominent player in the NBA. It wasn't some bench player. Dude went to a team and he's like, I'm not playing. Wasn't playing. I think Andre Iguodala did that as well. He was with the team. He's like, I'm just not playing. There was another player that just wasn't showing up. He didn't do practice. He didn't do nothing. Like, I don't want to play for this team. And eventually they sent him on his way. I can't remember who that was. If anybody can't remember, put it down. Make sure you subscribe as well. So yeah, Zion, they're looking at trading him. Could be possible get traded to Charlotte, that number 2 pick. A lot of things can happen. People know, Zion can play. I'll take him. Hell, he wants to play in New York. I don't know why. What it is. He loves it. He just said he loves it. Playing against the Knicks. He loves playing in New York. So he definitely wants to play for the Knicks. And as a Knicks fan, I would love it. That would be amazing. I wouldn't want them to get rid of Julius Randle. Definitely wouldn't want them to get rid of Jalen Brunson. RJ Barrett. I think him and RJ Barrett were they played together, I think. But could you imagine somehow Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, Zion Williamson, Mitchell Robinson on the block, or just getting the rebounds? Oh my gosh. If they could make that happen. Whew. Oh my goodness. But I don't think the Knicks have much to give up. They definitely would have to trade somebody. So if I had to pick, that hurt. You would have to let go of either RJ Barrett or Julius Randle. Hell, you might have to let them both go. But that would suck because that would be a nice. That would be a nice. Those guys on the court. Whew. But I don't see it happening. It will be great, but I don't see Zion going to York. It would be a great idea. It looks great in my eyes. Like I'm seeing it, I can envision it all. It looks great. But that's a hard sell. We already talked about Dame Dollar, Dame that's next on my little notes. Dame Dollar, possibly he's gonna be like, I want out. They draft, that's the belief. If Portland drafts Scoot Henderson, hell, if Portland, yeah, because they got the number 3 pick, period. Unless somebody does a trade from, So that could be good. Pelicans trade Zion for the Scoot Henderson spot to the Blazers, and the Blazers get Zion and Dame. That could be good. But either way, it said Scoot Henderson. Oh, you get Scoot? I'm a Scoot. I'm out. So we'll see how that goes. With Dame, you got Ja Morant. Ja Morant. He's not doing anything quiet off of this, except for right now. What was said that feels like the league is targeting him. I don't know if that's really him. I don't know if that's the Chat GPT. I don't know what. I'm just hearing it. I am no journalist. I'm not in the trenches. This is something I want to do. I want to give you guys a sports show, sports talk, all sports if I can. I have to get back into the boxing, get back into the baseball, and waiting a little bit longer before I jump into the football stuff. But I'm just here for the sports. I'm not in the trenches with it. But that's what's being reported. 25 game suspension, which I think is fair. I think that's very fair. It wasn't half the season, but he's gonna lose out again on the money, just like he did this past season. Lost out on a lot because he was just suspended for those 8 games, so he couldn't get that bonus or any of those bonuses. This one with 25 games, I think he still has a chance to get 55, 65, 75. Ooh, he might not even have a chance to get MVP. So now he's just playing. Gonna be playing. I mean, it is what it is. You want those accolades, yes, but you get paid to play the game, and that's if you love the game, then you're gonna get to do what you love. That's that on that part of suspended for the 25 games at the beginning of the season, which I'm kind of glad that it's gonna start at the beginning of the season because they'll time served. You get what I'm saying? So he's whatever. Because he did this. Did he do it after they got eliminated? I don't know. Whatever. Ja Morant, again, 25 game suspension. That'll start at the beginning of the season. And then we'll see what happens with him from there. He'll be looking at a new team because they'll have Marcus Smart. Unless something happens there and he gets out, buyouts and stuff like that. I don't know. But we'll see. What do I want to talk about between here and here? All right, before I get to these other 2 pieces, just want to point out that I did see that the All-Star game for the next season will be in Indianapolis at the Lucas Oil Stadium. So the All-Star game will be, and from what I saw on NBA.com, it looks the way it'll looks cool. I just have to see it in person. When the All-Star game actually gets kicked off and you see how everything looks. It looks pretty good. What I've seen. Again, All-Star game in Indianapolis at the Lucas Oil Stadium. Now I have 2 more things to talk about. I think I'm going to talk about first, that being Draymond Green. Draymond Green, former Defensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year. One of the key pieces to the Golden State Warriors, opted out of his $27 million contract. Am I saying that right? He did opt out regardless, $27 million. So that means when they bring him back, they got to sign him They basically got to beef up the money, and I think, call me crazy, but I think it's like almost 200 million. And the owner, I think it was the owner or the GM. The GM, he stepped down, and oh, I'm gonna forget. But he stepped down, and now somebody else is. So now it's somebody else's problem. Here's the bag. Here's your problem. You work that out. I'm not gonna be the one to tell Draymond, no, you out, my boy. So we'll see what happens with that. A lot of teams could use a former defensive player of the year. He's still active. He's still Draymond. He's still doing his thing. He would be missed, but now that gives a chance, if they decide to let him go, that does give a chance to another player to step up and show that he can be a contributing factor to the team. It will look different if he's not there. They say they want him back. They're gonna have to do everything they can to keep him there or to bring him back. Unrestricted free agent, I think. Not sure if anybody's looked or sought him out, tried to get him or pick him up. That is a big get. If any team can pick him up, because he's gonna be Draymond. He's gonna do what he do. If he kick you in the nuts or he step on your chest, he'll apologize later. But my bad. Oh man, Draymond Green. Shout out to Draymond Green. But yeah, the great thing is, can he really go back to the Warriors? Got to pay Klay too. Klay got to get paid. I'm not sure about Klay's contract or how much he's due, but he's gonna have to get paid too. So that's the Warriors situation, and hopefully they can bring back Draymond. If not, I would like to see what. There was a team. What was it? I think somebody said something crazy like Draymond could go to Detroit. What? No disrespect to Detroit, but the Pistons haven't been the Pistons since Rip Hamilton and Ben Wallace, Tayshaun Prince, Rasheed Wallace, Chauncey Billups. Like, it's been a long time. I think that was the championship team right there. Yeah, so it's interesting. You got Cade Cunningham out there. That's not gonna Draymond to the Pistons is not gonna do nothing. Somebody said something wild about the Pistons, and I think it was the Draymond thing. No. Now, shout out to the Denver Nuggets. Congratulations to the Denver Nuggets for winning the NBA championship. The Denver Nuggets, NBA champions, first time in franchise history. They picked up Aaron Gordon, or traded for Aaron Gordon, and Bob Young. Great. Aaron Gordon is now the prime example of great player, good player on an okay team. The player on an okay team. The piece on an okay team. Aaron Gordon went to the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets is a good team. They've been in the playoffs, 3-4 years in a row? And I think this was their first finals appearance. So they're like a constant piece in the Western Conferences. That's right there. And I believe they were number 1 this year. Number 1 in the Western Conference. Great team. Great team. They're like to me, they are like a San Antonio Spurs team. Like, a younger version. They are like that. Team-wise, makeup-wise. You got your Jamal Murray. I think Bruce Brown. I think he was with the Nuggets. Yeah. Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown was with the Nuggets. But there's some talks about getting rid of him, or trading him, or letting him go. Got Contavious Caldwell-Pope. Lakers. Lakers messed up, man. I'm gonna point that out real quick, just before I keep going about the Nuggets. The Lakers had a championship team, and they legit blew it up right after they won. Right after they won, they blew that lineup. They blew it up. And now look at it. I don't care that it was in the bubble. I could care less about that. The Lakers messed that up. I don't know what they were thinking. And then if you pay attention, they went back out and they brought back Dwight Howard. They went back out and they brought back D'Angelo Russell. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? What? Schroeder. My bad. That's what I'm talking about. Schroeder. What? Come on. What? It made no sense. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, you got rid of him. Now look, he's a champ. Wasn't smart. Lakers blowing that up was not smart. Not smart. But again, we're talking about the Nuggets, and I've said what I've had to say about the Nuggets. Again, congratulations. But the dynasty talk? They win their first championship in franchise history. Are we talking about a dynasty? How? Again, they show, to me, the makeup of a San Antonio Spurs team, a San Antonio Spurs winning team. You got your Jokic, 2-time MVP, should have been a 3-time MVP in a row, but they gave it to Embiid. And if you peeped it, when they started talking about in the media about Jokic and MVP, it started to go in the race area. They started talking about race. Like, what? This is about basketball. This is about stats. It's got nothing to do with race. And then all of a sudden, when that officially got brought up, the whole situation about race and stuff like that, and people were getting pissed about it, they stopped. They completely stopped, and boom, Embiid got it. Just out of nowhere. It was all about Embiid. They stopped talking about Jokic. It's all about Embiid. I don't know what to make of it, but it was weird to me. It wasn't about race. Should have never been about race. And then when people started getting pissed off because it was about race, they stopped it. Stopped talking about Jokic like that until the playoffs. Until like they really got into the playoffs. And boom, here it is. Embiid is now your MVP. Congratulations to Embiid. I really feel like Jokic should have won. But they are not a dynasty. The Denver Nuggets are not a dynasty. Get another championship. In the next season, get another championship. 2 back-to-back. Get them back-to-back. Then you can start talking about the possibility of a dynasty. Not win a championship, lose the next season, and then win the championship again. No, not 2 and 3 years. I want to see 2. I want to see back-to-back. Then you start talking about a dynasty. Now, if you win, lose, I don't know. It could be talking about a dynasty there, but you're winning as much as you're losing. You get what I'm saying? So you want to talk dynasty? Give me 2. Give me 2 championships back-to-back, and we can talk about dynasty. And not only give me 2 championships back-to-back, but also make sure that you don't lose your finals MVP trophy. Jokic. How you do that? How you do that? You a finals MVP. And it's said, allegedly. It is said, it's been reported, that he said he's misplaced his finals MVP trophy. Bro, what were you doing? You and Mike Malone had a lot of the juice. Because Mike Malone, I don't know what he was doing, but he came out there. He a whole nother person out there. He got on the little fitted, his cock to the side. He got the baggy shirt. He got his jewels on. He thugging and bugging after winning 1 championship. Like, it's what it is. He 10 toes down with the Nuggets, man. But yeah, they're not a dynasty. In all seriousness, they did good. They've been doing good for a few years now, quite a few years. Keep Jamal Murray healthy, and you definitely got a legit squad in the West on a constant basis until you go into Warriors territory for these people. You know, they say you got to keep the Bruce Brown. You got to keep, Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon's gonna be on there for me. I'm happy for Aaron Gordon, man. He was a sleeper. Where's Zach LaVine? Zach LaVine needs to go to another team too. Him and Aaron Gordon, I don't know what it is. For some reason, I get them confused sometimes. But Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon to me are basically the same player. You get Zach LaVine on a different team, on a winning team. You got something special with him too. He could win a championship too. That's it, man. That's all I got. Something that just popped up in my head. Thinking about these players and trades and stuff like that. Chris Paul, if he were to go to the Clippers, why I would rather him go to the Lakers, because it won't hurt them to let go of D'Angelo Russell. Unless you let one of them come off the bench, which is great. That'll work too. But Chris Paul and Westbrook on the Clippers, I don't know. You want to maximize Westbrook? I would say I don't know. I think Westbrook would be better coming off of them. I think he would. You know, he gets a little less minutes, much more rested, and he can do what he got to do. And then, you know, Chris Paul can get the game started, get everybody where they need to be, get everybody comfortable, get some good leads. All right, bring in Westbrook. Westbrook, fire him up off the bench. He could make sixth man. I don't know if he made. Sorry, my wife was texting me. Westbrook can come off the bench, get the team fired up. Again, I don't know if he made sixth man of the year, but that's the confusion with the Clippers right now. Chris Paul and Westbrook. Will Westbrook want to come off the bench again? All want to come off the bench. I don't think he's ever I don't think he's ever came off the bench in his career other than being a rookie. I'm not sure. Westbrook wasn't a fan of coming off the bench. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what Darvin Ham, but what he believed in. I don't believe it. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. Again, later tonight is the NBA draft. Wembanyama, Brandon Miller, Scoot Henderson, Damian Lillard. Where's everybody gonna go, man? Where's everybody gonna go? We'll find out later tonight. But until next time, and there will be a next time, be on the lookout. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, tell me what you think, put some stuff in the comments. Be real, be authentic. I'm out.